Yep, part 2 of this video thing for this long day. I'm sorry about the sound on this next bit because I was in a cafe at night, so well, very late evening, and it was very busy. In fact, I had to even queue up to get in, and I had to write my name down and how many people were in my party. I didn't realise this. I've been standing around for 5 minutes. Somebody else had walked past me and did it, and I thought, oh, hang on, that's what I've got to do. I put my name down. And they were nice enough to say, when the person turned up to call them to say, well, he was here first, but he didn't know to write his name down on this piece of paper. So I got in immediately, so I was quite chuffed about that. Yeah, so have a listen if you can. Eventually, when I get home, if I can be bothered, I might subtitle this first bit. So, because I know what I'm saying, although with half of you people not being able to understand because of my accent anyway, you probably want me to subtitle every single last one. Then I'm not going to do that. But there you go. First one's a breakdown of the concerts, so enjoy. Good evening. Finished the last concert now, and I've now got to stay in Osaka until 7 in the morning when the train goes. Luckily, I found, after a long walk, so I could probably stay here until 5 in the morning, but I'll probably go for a wander in about an hour or two, I think. It's now 10 o'clock at night, so I might go for a wander. One of the arcades, you know, there's a few around there. Then come back, have a cup of coffee and then fall asleep at the table. It's the usual thing to do in the middle of the night. Unless I can find an internet cafe, I'd rather sleep properly. But yeah, second concert was absolutely awesome. What happened? Yeah, I was actually sitting next to a friend of mine from France this time. And we were right near the back, last but one row from the back, but we could still see fairly well. The whole concert went really well. She's had to screw it up a couple of times on her dances actually, but you could tell she was enjoying it even though she was mucking around a bit. What else happened? Well, I danced around a lot, exhausted myself, now the feet hurt like a sod. I could think of nothing better at the moment than to actually take my shoes off and stick them in a bucket of cold water. I can't do that. I'm sitting in the middle of Osaka. Still, my dinner will come soon, and then I'll be able to have myself some food. Half my tiredness at the moment is probably lack of food as well, because all I've had today is a yogurt when I got up, and a nikuma earlier on. That's all I've eaten all day, so yeah. I've ordered myself a couple of main courses. I think I'll have a sweet as well later. But for now, everyone's surprisingly not staring at me, talking to myself in a camera. You'd think they would be. I'm going to drink my liquid chisel. Chin chin. Right, after I'd polished off my lunch, because really that was my lunch, I'd eaten very little before then, I went off to kill some time in Osaka. So after a bit of a wander around, I walked back to where the station was to have a bit of a read, basically get my ebook reader out and have a read for a while before heading back. I plotted for about 2 o'clock to head back to Caesarea and spend about 3 hours there as the temperature dropped, but surprisingly it didn't drop that bad actually. It was nice and comfortable t-shirt weather all night, which is always good. So yeah, have a listen to me meanderings around the station and spotting local troublemakers. Good morning, people. Technically morning. It's that time. It's after midnight, so it's technically morning. Got about another 5 hours, something like 5 hours until the I'll try to get a light out of the way. There you go. Yeah, about another 5 hours until the first train. I came back earlier from Osaka. Rather than sleeping on the step or sitting all night on the steps of Osaka, I thought, well,
I'll come back to Osaka itself, or Osaka I should call it really, and see if there's anything. And of course I found a Caesarea, as you know from my previous blog. So I spent a couple of hours in there, and then I spent about another hour or so wandering around the streets of Osaka, having a look around, see what there is. There's a few late night arcades and stuff, but I can't bother spending the money, to be honest. Found somewhere with a bit of free Wi-Fi and then failed dismally to install an IRC client on my iPhone, because I was going to use IRC for a bit, have a chat to some of the guys, if of course they'd be on, which they probably wouldn't. Wrong time of day, I suppose. So I've come back up here where it's nice and empty and nice and shiny and clean. Everywhere's closed, nobody around, apart from, you leave them back there because there's nobody around except for just down here, I'll show you, because after all there's nobody around to nick any of my stuff, and even if there was people around they wouldn't nick it anyway. But just down here there is probably a million taxis. How many taxis is that? And they carry on underneath there, and they go all the way up there and all the way around there, all the way out to there. They're still lining up there. They're lining up there, down there. There's a fair few taxis. I guess they're expecting people who have been out all night. Oh, there's people wandering about, and they're going to find my stuff. Except of course I'm here now. Look at them. They're being noisy. Shocking, noisy people. Probably getting the camera neck now. But yeah, signing off for now.
Okay, just as I was sitting down then, those noisy people, they were a couple of lads, teenage lads, dressed kind of yobbishly, being noisy, and as they continued down, they walked past me. They ignored me as they walked past me, and they went off down a set of stairs, and they were shouting to some other people they'd spotted on the next bridge over the road. So I decided to spy on them, because they were being very noisy for these kind of times. So I have a watch at my CCTV security camera watching criminals.
It's the local hoodlums. They're all walking around, strutting. So they're all strutting around down there, hanging about, walking around being noisy and not much else. Earlier on there was a bunch of kids thinking they were looking so cool. That's some bloody nice cars though. Really lowered people carriers seems to be the thing at the moment. Yeah, back up the nose video, haha, for now. Sorry, what a horrible nose. But yeah, so sit here. I'll sit here till about 2, maybe 2:30 in the morning. So that's what, just under 2 hours. Get my ebook out, get my Kindle out, and have a read. Yes. The next video will probably be just as I'm stumbling back onto the train, or maybe the extra service thing. Look at him, he knocked a box. That's how cool he is. Whoa! He smacked a box with his hand. Wow, they're so terrible, these tearaways in this country. Probably would have been set on fire if it was England, or thrown through the nearest car window or shop window. That's the way they rock in Britain. Wish they'd die. But yes, anyway, so I'm going to have a read now, and then I'm going to go back to Caesarea and buy a coffee and maybe a late night snack, which will technically be tea, I suppose. And I'll try and stay awake until the first Shinkansen goes at 7 something in the morning, and sleep on the train. It ends in Tokyo, so they'll wake me up there. That'll do. Right, signing off for now. Oh, well, so I'm supposed to stay awake on the Shinkansen so I can film Mount Fuji. Next year, sorry. Nighty night.
Okay, so that concludes part 2, because the next part's quite long and it would have overstretched the time. So, yeah, catch part 3 of this little video entry. after the break. Well, when you click the button again. Bye bye.